Welcome back, my friends. This is Heat RC. Today, we are going to be considering the 3 greatest RC cars of all time. In fact, this is the 3 RC cars that if I could go back and do it all again with my grand repertoire of cars, which 3 would I choose and why? I have a feeling this is going to get messy in the comments, so if you disagree, you think I'm wrong, you think my insights are incorrect, please do let me know in the comments. Let's discuss it down below. Take a second right now, smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let's get straight into it. Number 1 on our list of the most fantastic RC cars that if you should only have 3, these are the 3 that you should choose and why, with some special mentions along the way. Without further ado, let us begin with the Traxxas Sledge. I'm just kidding, guys. Do not, under any circumstances, buy this car as one of your top 3. This is just a disaster out of the box. Even the new version, with its belted wheels, it's crap. You are going to end up picking your drive shafts up off the floor. You're going to be stuck in terms of motor choice. You're going to be gluing your tires constantly. So whatever you do not buy a Traxxas Sledge. I've had this car 6S, I've had it 8S. It handles amazingly. It's a great balanced car, but it is just a disaster in terms of durability. Do not, under any circumstances, buy a Traxxas Sledge. All right, so Traxxas Sledge, oosh, out. Okay, so we're on to the top 3. We're gonna have some special mentions, and this is in no particular order, and I have no affiliations with any of these cars, other than I have used them and I've experienced their plus points. So, in at number 1 is a 6S car that is absolutely amazing. It is the Team Corally Kagama. Kagama. The Team Corally Kagama 6S. So, why is this number 1? This is the most durable, the most powerful, the most maneuverable RC car that you can buy out of the box. Now, you might be saying, well, what about the Arrma Kraton? Arrma Kraton, amazing car. And if you're into Arrmas, and that's what makes you happy, go for an Arrma Kraton. However, in terms of pricing, especially in America, I think this is actually really, really good value. This car is an absolute tank. It has very, very few flaws. It has a beautiful body. It has great wheels out of the box. Probably better than what you get with a Kraton. Definitely better than what you get with a Sledge. Has its weak points. You land this upside down and the wing is going bye-bye. But otherwise, this car is just an absolute tank. I have smashed this car into concrete blocks. I've landed on its roof 1,000 times. I've done things to this car that would basically destroy any other car, and it has kept going. Is it without its flaws? No, the wing could be improved. I've broken the front axle, the CV joint has this spring mechanism around it, which is maybe could be slightly improved, but in general, out of the box, 185 amp ESC, this car is a beast. One of the only other negatives is it drains batteries pretty quick. Also, it comes in a setting where it will cut out your battery quite early, which is good for your battery, but that means that the runtime is fairly short. So the only negative things about this car is basically a weak rear wing, and the runtime isn't that long, but that's because it's so powerful. This car is amazing. If you want to see this car running, I've got multiple videos on the channel. Do go and check those out if you want to see how this car runs. But this is it. Top 3, 6S, Team Corally Kagama. Okay, the second of the top 3 is this absolute weapon of an RC car. The 6S Arrma Felony. Now you could also group into this the Infraction. The Infraction is just as good, some would argue better. I love the way the Felony looks. This car, if you want a car to use on the road, and possibly on light gravel, but personally I wouldn't bother. To use on the road, this is the car. Handles amazingly, will have you drifting like a god, capable of speeds out of the box, I think 70 or 80 miles an hour. And with upgrades, you could definitely get this thing over 100. Negative points, you need a long, straight, flat road. You crash it, you're gonna be picking up the pieces. So negative points with this car really is just that. It is so much fun. I've actually, apart from crashing it into a curb and I need to replace this front splitter, I've not had any problems with this car. Nothing. I've not touched any of the diffs. I've never even opened a diff on it. It is absolutely awesome. The Burnout King. This car is so much fun. All you need is a long, straight, flat road and a steady trigger finger. This car is amazing. So this is in at number 2 with a side note to the Infraction 6S. You can't go wrong with this car. It's a weapon. So we have the Kagama 6S, which is capable of all the tricks, all the stunts. It's hyper durable. If you want speed and you want a road going car, you've got to go for the Felony or the Infraction. What will be my final choice if I could go back and do it all again and choose only 3 vehicles for which to pursue my RC hobby? Well, the third car, and this is probably the most controversial car, is the 8S Arrma Kraton. Now I'm 6'4", guys, and this thing is a tank. I'm a big guy, and as you can see, it ain't light. Now, 8S Arrma Kraton, hugely expensive, underpowered out of the box, but there is nothing like sending this amazing 8S car through the skies. So obviously there's new versions of the Kraton. This is actually a BLX, which needed some upgrading. What I found was with my Kraton, when I got mine home and I went out and ran it after running my 6S cars, is that this felt really underpowered. I think top speed was like 45. You can maybe squeeze a little bit more out of it with some gearing. But with an upgrade, this car becomes an absolute monster and you can make it run like a 6S car. So I've got the Max 5 G2 in this. It is capable of running 12S, and I'd never recommend overpowering a car, but running this thing on 12S is just like, it is the dream. It is the absolute weapon. A car like this is so big that obviously, again, you need a big space to run it in, and you need to exercise extreme caution, because with great power comes great responsibility. Now, you put into the modern ones, I think you'll be able to fit in a Max 5 G2 with one of the big motors, sensor system. It is going to be the best thing you ever had. Is it hugely expensive? Yes. Is it that great out of the box? Well, it's underpowered. But this car, to run it, will put a smile on your face like no other. So this is in my top 3. A 5th scale car. You could argue any 5th scale car, but this one for me, you can, with upgrades, you can backflip it, you can make it run like a 6S car, but just more of a 5th scale. I know it's not a true 5th scale. So yeah, number 3 on the list of greatest cars of all time, for me, if I could only go back and pick 3, this would be the 3rd one that I would definitely pick. People would argue X-Max. For me, I'm not into throwing a massive piece of plastic up into the sky and watching it, hearing it clatter down like plasticky crash. I would rather send a huge piece of metal into the air, bend it, and have to hit it with a hammer to make it straight again and to get it to run. So this thing, I've had it in the dunes. I've done some monstrous jumps with it. Again, I've got videos on the channel. This thing has just been, in terms of putting a smile on your face, and that whole massive power and massive responsibility, this is the car. Words of warning, if you make this car 12S, it will blow the original tyres straight off the rims, so you can't run it on 12S without upgrading the tyres. I've actually got some buggy tyres on this, which work to gear it down, and then also they're beaded, so they do not come off. I've got a Vitavon spur and pinion on this, and it will do, with my bashing gear, it does 65 miles an hour. And then with the speed pinion, it also does 65 miles an hour, just because of wind resistance. So with some tweaking to the suspension, bringing the car down, you might even get faster. But 65 with this, believe me, it's fast enough. Other things you can do with this is just soften the oil in the suspension. That will prevent you from bending your drive shafts as much. So definitely a lower weight oil in the suspension. A Max 5 G2, and this thing becomes the ultimate weapon. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We've been gone for a long time, and the channel might be changing, but more on that in a future video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Share this video with your friends. If you agree or disagree, give me your top 3 in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.